Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Quick question. Do you host your website or app in the cloud? Or maybe you are using AWS to build your next AI app? Then you need to watch this. Cloud platforms like AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure make scaling easy. But here's the catch. Your cloud app is only as secure as its weakest configuration. One common risk is misconfigured storage buckets, such as AWS S3 or Google Cloud Storage. An S3 bucket is basically cloud storage for files like images, backups, or your AI training data. But if it isn't configured properly, it can expose sensitive data to anyone, even if it is not linked anywhere in your website. Today, I will show you how attackers can find and access this misconfigured S3 bucket and explain why it is crucial to regularly audit and lock down your cloud configuration. This video is for educational purpose only, and everything you see is done in a controlled lab environment. Now, let's jump in. For the demo, we will use a website called AWS Gold, which is hosted on AWS as our target. First, we copy the URL of the website and use a tool called Tap to scan it. Tap will clone the website and find all pages and resources of the website. When the scan finishes, we can see all the URLs the website is using. Here we notice that one URL is an S3 bucket. We copy this URL and try to see if we can list the content inside the bucket. Unfortunately, the bucket does not allow us to view its content, but the URL gives us a hint about the bucket name, which includes the word production. Because the bucket name has production, so we think, okay, there might be other buckets following some similar name conventions. To find this, now we use a list of common words that people often use to name their buckets. So you can find this word list online easily. And we create now a list of new bucket names by replacing the word production with each word from the word list. And for this demo, we just pick the first names to try. Now next, we use a tool called S3 Scanner to check these 50 bucket names and see if any of them is public available. Please don't use this tool to scan random buckets and access them, because doing so can unintentionally probe other people's account and may lead to legal consequences. In this demo, I'm only accessing buckets within my own AWS account in a controlled environment. After running the tool, we find one bucket that is open, and we copy this bucket name and try to access it in the browser. We can see that now the bucket content here's a file named configure inside a folder called SSH. Let's open it and see what's inside. Oh, the configure file shows the IP addresses of some machines and who can access them using SSH. Now we use a tool called Nmap to check which of these machines are open to the public. We scan each machine using an AMP, like this. And after the scanning, we find one machine that is open and reachable from the public internet. Now we go back to the config file and see that it lists a provide SSH key. So once it found got, we download this provide key from the S3 bucket. And now we use the provide key to log into the machine with SSH. Now we are in. We have successfully accessed the host machine, which should definitely not have happened. As you have seen that misconfigured S3 bucket can cause serious problems and even open doors to unauthorized access. As you may think that I'm not a target, but the truth is that there are open websites like this one that index open S3 bucket. That means that anyone can search and find open S3 bucket with just a few clicks. You really don't want your cloud storage showing up there. But it is not just S3 bucket. Misconfiguration can happen across all your cloud environment. Whether it is overly permissive IAM roles, open ports, exposed databases, or even weak security group. These are all entry points attackers look for. So don't leave your cloud security to chance. Make sure that your cloud configuration are reviewed regularly by security expert. If you find this video helpful, give it a like, share it, or drop a comment. Thanks for watching and remember to secure your cloud. Bye bye.